Good morning, students. In today's class we are going to see source coding theorem. There are many types of source coding theorem. We will concentrate on Huffman coding. Introduction. An important problem in communications is the efficient representation of data generated by a discrete source. The process by which this representation is accomplished is called source encoding. The device that performs the representation is called a source encoder. For the source encoder to be efficient, the knowledge of the statistics of the source is required. If some source symbols are known to be more probable than others, this feature is exploited in the generation of a source code by assigning short code words for frequently occurring source symbols and long code words for the rarely occurring source symbols. Such a source code are referred as variable length code. So Morse code is an example of a variable length code. In Morse code, the letters of the alphabet and numerals are encoded into streams of marks and spaces denoted as dots and dashes respectively. Requirements of source encoding. An efficient source encoder should satisfy the following two fundamental requirements. Number one, the code words produced by the encoder are in binary form. Number two, the source code is uniquely decodable so that the original source sequence can be reconstructed perfectly from the encoded binary sequence. Source coding does not change or alter the source entropy, that is, the average number of the information bits per source symbol. In this sense, source entropy is a fundamental property of the source. So this is the block diagram of source encoding, where we have a discrete memoryless source generating source symbols represented by SK, which is given to a source encoder which converts this SK into BK, which is the binary sequence. So BK can have values either 0 or 1, where the suffix K varies from 0 to K minus 1. So the average code word length of the source encoder is represented as L bar, which is given by the formula summation over K is equal to 0 to K minus 1 Pk Ik, where Pk is the probability with which these sources are occurring and Ik is the information. The average code word length of the source encoder represents the average number of bits per symbol used in the source encoding process. L minimum represents the minimum possible value of the source code word length. The coding efficiency of the source encoder is represented as eta, where eta is given by the formula L minimum divided by L bar, where L minimum is the minimum value of the code word length and L bar is the average code word length. With L bar greater than or equal to L minimum, we have eta less than or equal to 1. The source encoder is said to be efficient when efficiency eta approaches unity. So source encoding theorem. So we have a discrete memoryless source generating the source symbol SK given to a source encoder which converts SK into the binary sequence BK. Given a discrete memoryless source of entropy H of S, the average code word length L bar for any distortionless source encoding scheme is bounded by L bar is greater than or equal to H of S. So this is the source encoding technique. So when the source encoding process is done satisfying this condition, we can easily retrieve back the sequences, actual sequence from the encoded sequence. That is, L bar should be greater than or equal to H of S, where L bar is the average code word length and H of S is the entropy of the source, where S is the discrete memoryless source. The types of source coding techniques you can classify into two main categories. One is fixed length coding and the other one is variable length coding. Example for a fixed length coding is Lempel-Ziv coding, and example for variable length coding is Huffman coding and Shannon-Fanoff coding. Huffman code. The information theory is related to the concepts of statistical properties of messages or sources, channels, noise interference, etc. The information theory is used for mathematical modeling and analysis of the communication systems following two main points. Number one, the irreducible complexity below which the signal cannot be compressed. Number two, the transmission rate of the reliable communication over a noisy channel. Huffman coding also uses the above said principles. This type of coding makes the average number of binary bits nearly equal to the entropy, which is the average bits of information per message. So again, as I told you earlier, Huffman coding is a variable length coding, and it is also a prefix free coding. That is, the code word length will be of different size and no code word or prefix of any other code words. And another advantage of Huffman coding is it requires lesser bandwidth. So consider, let us see the steps for performing the Huffman coding. Consider that the source generates 5 messages represented by M0, M1, etc. up to M4. The probabilities of these messages will be shown in the second column. First step is the message has to be arranged according to their decreasing probabilities. For example, M3 and M4 have the lowest probabilities, and hence they are put as put at the bottom in column 1, which is stage 1. The two messages of the lowest probabilities are assigned the binary value 0 and 1. So this is the second step. Third step is the two lowest probabilities in stage 1 are added. Observe that the sum of two probability is 0.2. If it is so, the sum of the probabilities in stage 1 is placed in stage 2 such that the probabilities are in decreasing order. So 0.2 is placed in the last in stage 2. Now again the last two probabilities are assigned 0 and 1 and they are added so that the sum becomes 0.2 plus 0.2, which is 0.4 in stage 2. The sum of the last two probabilities, which is 0.4, is placed in stage 3 in such a way that again the order is in decreasing. Again 0 and 1 is assigned to the last two probabilities. Similarly, the values in stage 4 are obtained. Since there are only two values in stage 4, these two values are assigned digits 0 and 1 and no further repetition is required. So now let us see the table. So we can see these are the messages M0, M1, M2, M3 and then M4 arranged in decreasing order as 0.4, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.2 in stage 1. So what is the first step? We have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probabilities. So you can see 0 is assigned here and 1 is assigned here. Then we have to add the last two probabilities, which is 0.1 and 0.1. 0.1 plus 0.1, it gives 0.2. So 0.2 is placed here in the second stage. This 0.4 is moved as it is carry forwarded to say stage 2 and 0.2 is carry forwarded. This 0.2 is carry forwarded and this new symbol is assigned here. And 0 and 1 is assigned to the last two probabilities. Then the last two probabilities are summed. 0.2 plus 0.2 gives 0.4. So in stage 3, again at each and every stage the probabilities should be in decreasing order or the descending order. So this 0.4 is placed here and this 0.4 is carry forwarded here. This 0.2 which is pending is written here in decreasing order. So what is the next step? We have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probabilities. 0 to the top probability and 1 to the least value. Okay. After assigning 0 and 1, we have to add the last two probabilities, which is 0.4 plus 0.2 will give you value 0.6. So 0.6 will come to the top of the table and this 0.4 will be substituted here in the second stage. Again we have to assign 0 and 1. Now you can see the summation of this probability will be always 1. 0.4 plus 0.6 is 1. And this is the last step. Further we cannot repeat any other steps. So we have to stop with this. Now we have to go for calculating the code word. So you have to trace the path in the forward direction for each symbol, and you have to write the code word in the reverse direction. So let us see how to do it. So you can see the same diagram here. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. So we have the message symbol M0 with probability 0.4. So 0.4 is carry forwarded in a straight line. So 0.4 moves here and then finally to this bottom of the table here where 1 is assigned. So for the whole message M0, only the bit 1 is assigned at this stage. So the code word for the first symbol M0 is 1. Okay. Now we will move on to the message M1. M1 is having the probability 0.2. So 0.2 is moving from here to this point. From here to this point, here it is assigned with the value 1, and from here it is assigned, it is moving to this top of the table 0.6 where it is assigned a value 0. So in the forward path, what is the data available? It is 1, 0. How will you write the code word? Code word has to be written in the reverse order. That means what is the code word for this message M1? The code word for M1 is 0, 1. Okay. Now we will move on to the message M2. M2 we have again 0.2 probability. From here the value is moved here where the bit 0 is assigned. So first data is 0. From here it is moving to this point here where you have another 0. From here it is moving to this 0.6 where again a 0 is assigned. So 3 zeros are assigned in forward direction. In the reverse, when we read, that will give you the same value, which is 0, 0 and 0. So what is the code word for M2? Code word for M2 is 0, 0, 0. Now we will proceed on with M3. M3 is 0.1, where at the beginning itself we have assigned the value 0 here. So 0. From here it is moving on to this 1 here. So 0, 1. From here we have another 0, and from there you have another 0. So 0, 1, 0, 0 is the path. So what will be the code word? Code word has to be written in reverse direction, that is 0, 1, 1, 0. So it is 0. So from here 0 it is moving to 1 here. So 0, 1, 0, 0. So what is the code word? Code word is 0, 0, 1, 0. Now for the last case M4, we have 0.1. So here initially we have assigned 1. From here we are moving on to this point where we have another 1. From here we are moving on to this point where we have a 0. And from there we are moving on to this point where we have a 0. So what is the data? 1, 1, 0, 0. So what is the code word now? You have to write it in the reverse order, that is 0, 0, 1, 1. So 0, 0, 1, 1 is the code word for the last message M4. So you have to trace the path in forward direction and you have to write the code word in the reverse direction. Is it clear? So the same thing is explained here. We have to trace the arrow mark in the forward direction for each and every symbol, and you have to write the code word. So if the traced path is 1, the code word is 1. If the traced path is 1, 0, the code word is 0, 1. If it is 0, 0, 0, it is 0, 0, 0. If it is 0, 1, 0, 0, the code word is the reverse, that is 0, 0, 1, 0. If the path is 1, 1, 0, 0, the code word is 0, 0, 1, 1. Finally, we have written the number of digits. That is, in this code word, the number of digits present is 1. For the second case, it is 2. For the third case, it is 3. For the fourth and the fifth case, it is 4. So this is why we say this Huffman coding as a variable length coding, where the length of the code is continuously varying. In this case, it is varying from 1 bit to a maximum of 4 bit. So using this, you can calculate what is the average information per message, which is the entropy. We already know the formula of entropy, which is H is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to m, the probability pk log to the base 2 1 by pk. So we know how to calculate this log base 2. It is log 10 value divided by log 2 value. So by substituting all the values of P0, P1, P2, P3 and P4, we will get the entropy H as 2.12193. Okay. So from H we can also calculate what is the average code word length. So the average number of binary digits per message can be calculated as summation of probability of message into number of code word. So 0.4 into 1. For the second bit, the number of bits in the code word is 2. So 0.2 into 2. For the third case, it is 0.2 into 3, 0.1 into 4 plus 0.1 into 4, which is giving you the final answer as 2.2 binary digits per message. So from the answers of entropy and the average number of binary digits per message, we can conclude that both are nearly equal. So the average number of binary digits per message are nearly equal to the average bits of information, which is the entropy. This means because of Huffman coding, one binary digit carries almost one bit of information, which is the maximum information that can be conveyed by one digit. So we will see another example here, where we have 5 message symbols represented by x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 with the probabilities 0.4, 0.19, 0.16, 0.15 and 0.15. So the first thing is we have to arrange the given probability in decreasing order. So it is already arranged in decreasing order, starting from 0.4 to 0.15. What is the next step? We have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probabilities. Okay, so after assigning, we have to add the last two bits, last two probabilities, that is 0.15 plus 0.15 will give you 0.3. So 0.3 has to be placed next to 0.4, because I told you earlier, at each and every stage the probability should be arranged only in decreasing order. So since it is 0.3, so this 0.4 is carry forwarded as it is. This new symbol 0.3 is written here, and this 0.19 is written here, this 0.16 is written here, and this we have already completed, assigning zeros and ones. Now we have to do the same process for the second stage. What we have to do? We have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probability. After assigning 0 and 1, what you have to do? You have to add both these probability, which is giving a value 0.35. So this 0.35 has to be present in between 0.4 and 0.3. So this 0.35 becomes the second probability. This 0.4 is carry forwarded here, and this 0.3 is written here. So this completes the stage 3. Now next stage is, again we have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probabilities. You have to add both. Adding both gives you the data 0.65. So 0.65 will go to the top of the table, and this 0.4 is written here. Finally, since there are only two probabilities available here, you have to assign a value 0 and 1. Now how to find the code word? You have to trace the path in the forward direction, and you have to write the code word in the reverse direction. So for the first case x1, you can see the probability is 0.4. 0.4 moves to this point here and to this point here, and finally to this point where we have assigned a value 1. So what is the value of the code word for the first probability? It is simply 1. Now we will move on with the probability x2. x2 is having a probability 0.19. So 0.19 is moving from here to this point where we have a 0, and then from there we are moving here where we have another 0, and from there we are moving here, we have another 0. So when you write it in the reverse direction, it becomes 3 zeros. That will be the second code word for x2. So what is the code word for x3? x3 is 0.16. It is moving to this part here where we have a 1. So 1 followed by a 0 followed by a 0. So when you write it in the reverse order, it becomes 0, 0, 1. For x4 it is 0. From there it is moving on to this point and to this point, 1, 0. So 0, 1, 0. When you put it in the reverse also, you will get the same data, 0, 1, 0. For the last case x5, it is 0.15 where you have a 1 here. From there it is moving on to this point 3 where you have another 1, and from there it is moving on to this point where you have a 0. So what is the data? Code word is 0, 1 and 1. So here what is the length? Length here is 1, 3, 3, 3 and 3. Okay. So we'll see another example where we have 6 symbols x1 to x6 with value 0.3, 0.25, 0.2, 0.1, 0.08, 0.05 arranged in decreasing order. First step is you have to assign 0 and 1 to the last two probability. You have to add the probability which is giving a value 0.3. So I'm sorry 0.13, which is placed in the descending order in the second stage, next to 0.2 and before 0.12. So now this becomes, so this 0.3 is written as it is, 0.25 is written as it is, 0.2 is written as it is. This new symbol comes here and this 0.12 is written here. These two is already over. Now moving on to the stage 2, assign 0 and 1 to the last two probability. Add both the probability. Adding it gives the answer 0.25. So 0.25 is written here next to this 0.25. So that in stage 3 the data is available in descending order. So this 0.3 is written as it is, 0.25 is written as it is. This new symbol 0.25 comes here and this 0.2 is written here. So stage 3, again you have to combine the last two bits after assigning 0 and 1. The assigned new symbol is given the highest preference since its value is highest, which is 0.45. Then the 0.3 comes into picture and finally this 0.25. So for the last stage you are going to combine these two probability with the value 0.55 given as top of the table and this 0.45 is given here. Finally 0 and 1 is assigned. So this completes our stage 1 to stage 5. Now we have to trace the path in forward direction and write the code words in the reverse direction. So let us start with x1. x1 is 0.3. 0.3 moves here, here. From here it moves to this point. So here first we are having a value 0. From there we are moving on to this 0.55 where you have another another 0 assigned. So the data is 0, 0. Code word is again 0, 0. Now x2 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Now here it is coming as 1, 1 followed by a 0. So the code word is 0, 1. x3 you can see 0, 1, 1. When you write it in the reverse direction also it becomes 1, 1. x4 you have a 1 here, 0, 1. So 1, 0, 1 is the code word. x4 you have 1, 0, 1 which is 1, 0, 1. x5 it is 0, 0, 0 and 1. So 1000 will be the code word, 1 followed by 3 zeros. And for the last case it is x6. We have a 1 here. So 1, 0, 0, 1. So 1001 will be the code word for x3. So we'll move on with one more last example with the probabilities 0.4, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.1. So both this has to be assigned 0 and 1 and then added. Added value here is given top of the table next to 0.4. And next comes this 0.2 and this 0.2. Last two bits are assigned 0 and 1. Summation is 0.4. That 0.4 is given highest priority. And this 0.4 is written next. And this 0.2 is written next. Last two bits are assigned with 0 and 1. summation becomes 0.6 given as top of the table, and this 0.4 is written here, and finally 0 and 1 are assigned to both the probability. So again we have to trace the path in forward direction and write the code word in the reverse direction. So for 0.4 it is 0 followed by another 0. So 0 0 is the code word. For S1 0.2 it is 0 1. So 1 0 is the code word. For S3 it is 1 1. So 1 1 is the code word. For S2 it is 0 1 0. So 0 1 0 will be the code word. For the last case S4 it is 1 1 0. So 0 1 1 will be the code word. In this, can you see the symbols are arranged as 0 1 3 2 and 4 based on the decreasing probability. So the first step in Huffman coding is you have to arrange the symbol according to the decreasing probability of its occurrence. So that is very, very important. Then only we have to proceed on with stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, etc. Thank you.